Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Shawn Thinking Out Loud. I'm your host, Shawn Armstrong, broadcasting from my secret hideout here in beautiful Brazil. Today, I want to dive into a topic that's been on my mind for a while now. It's something I hear quite often in the martial arts community. That'll never work in the UFC. Now, let's unpack that. But before we do, I just want to clarify that while I've trained extensively in karate, I've never claimed that I want to step into the octagon. So let's get into it. Martial arts is a vast field, and it seems everyone has their opinions on what works and what doesn't, especially when it comes to the UFC. Most of us are learning martial arts for self-defense against everyday threats, normal people, or, dare I say, sociopaths. Let's face it, most criminals don't train in mixed martial arts. They're more likely spending their time lifting weights in jail. So, if your goal is to learn how to defend yourself in everyday situations, let's shift our focus from cage fighting to real-life scenarios. If you want to fight in the UFC, go find someone who teaches how to fight in the UFC. It's a tired argument, a worthless argument, because 99.999% of the population will never fight in the UFC. Most people are learning martial arts such as karate for self-defense against other normal people. I shouldn't say normal, sociopaths, psychopaths, just bad people. However, most of those people don't fight in the UFC either. Most of those people spend most of their time lifting weights in jail. If you want to learn to fight in a cage, good for you. Go find someone who knows how to fight in a cage. What most of us are doing are trying to live our lives, but also want to know how to defend ourselves. For example, I'm a specialist in karate all the way up to firearms. I spent 23 years in the military, written books on all those topics. Nowhere in any of those books do I mention cage fighting. Just teaching you how to defend yourself day to day. Karate is a lifestyle. I'm not going to lie. I happen to enjoy it. I have no desire to go to someone's gym and climb into a cage. I just want to make sure that if I have to defend myself or my family, I have options ranging from empty hand all the way up to putting one in your cranial vault. So stop saying that won't work in the cage. I will guarantee you, if I walk into a cage with a .44 Magnum, that will work 100% of the time. So I could say that will work in a cage, but it's not practical. Stop comparing apples to oranges is what I'm saying. A UFC fighter had better be able to beat up your average everyday criminal, or he shouldn't be a UFC fighter. And then again, most people don't want to be a UFC fighter because they don't want to do the hard work. UFC fighters train every day, all day, because that's their job. Most of us are just normal people who take a karate class to learn how to defend ourselves, maybe get in better shape, and have a little camaraderie with people with common interests. There's nothing wrong with that. Same with different styles of martial arts. If you like jiu-jitsu, good for you. Go train jiu-jitsu. If you like Muay Thai, good for you. Go train Muay Thai. Again, any martial arts training is better than no martial arts training when it comes to self-defense. I'm just tired of that old argument. That would never work in the UFC. And UFC wouldn't work in Iraq either. Your point? That's like saying your shooting techniques wouldn't work in the Navy SEALs. Well, I'm not trying to be a Navy SEAL. I'm just trying to be better than the idiot that you're going to meet every day. You know, the schmuck walking down the street with the illegal Glock tucked into his belt line because he's an idiot. Not trying to be a Navy SEAL, just trying to be able to defend myself against normal, everyday threats. And you can't prepare for everything. I see all these karate schools trying to add more and more to their curriculum. That's about money, not about effectiveness. I could take someone, teach them 4 techniques, have them master them, and they'll be better than a person who's done 50 million techniques 20 times. The larger the curriculum, the less you learn. Martial arts is about muscle memory and being able to adapt that muscle memory. For example, a palm heel to the face is just a straight punch with the hand in a different configuration. That's all it is. So if you've thrown a straight punch, all we have to do now is teach you how to do the proper position of your hand for an effective palm heel strike. So every class you should throw a straight punch and practice that straight punch as much as possible. Switch it up with a palm heel. You're basically doing the same movement. So stop adding these obscure little things to your curriculum to make money. Teach them how to fight. That's another thing. Mindset. Most karate instructors today came up from when they were teenagers. They've never been in real combat. I mean, life and death combat. They've sparred, they've been to tournaments, and that's going to be their mindset. If you really want self-defense training, find someone who's actually had to defend themselves and talk to them. See what they say about their mindset. That's the important thing in self-defense situations. It's a very traumatic event. I went through counseling for 3 years after my tours in combat. It's kind of hard to turn off. I think I've got that switch down. However, it alters your consciousness about the rest of the world and how you fit into it. That's something that's never discussed in self-defense schools, the after you defend yourself thing. So let's recap. Martial arts should focus on practical self-defense rather than trying to mimic what works in a cage fight. The real goal for most of us is not to become UFC fighters, but to feel empowered in our everyday lives. Remember, muscle memory and adaptability are key. And let's not forget the importance of mindset. Real-life scenarios can be traumatic, and understanding this can make a significant difference in how you prepare yourself. As always, if you're interested in exploring more about martial arts or my thoughts on various topics like politics and history, check out the links in the description for my audiobooks and ebooks. Thank you for tuning in to Shawn Thinking Out Loud. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and leave a comment. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more listeners like you. Until next time, stay safe and keep training smart.